That's what I think.
Take it, Ron.
Good morning, everyone. It is 9:31. If we could please start to take our seats, we're going to get started. Good morning. Good. Clerk, if we could get a roll call, please.
Mayor Baxter.
Here.
Commissioner Flores. Commissioner Marino. Commissioner Powell.
Here.
Commissioner Sachs. Commissioner Weiss.
Here.
Vice Mayor Woodward.
Here.
Thank you.
We have a quorum. Thank you. Vice Mayor Woodward, if you'd please lead us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
If you can, please rise. May we approach today's business as a task of faith to do our best within our power to provide positive leadership on behalf of our community and those who live and work here, and that our decisions meet the standards of divine compassion for all. Amen.
Amen. Administrator, do we have any additions, deletions, or substitutions?
We do. Thank you, Madam Mayor. On page 54, 3M6 is a delete. On page 76, 4J is an add-on. On page 82, 6C1 is a revised summary. And on page 82, 6D1 is a revised motion and title. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. I will receive a motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
I have a first by Commissioner Weiss, a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Any opposed? See that that motion carries 6-0. Moving on to consent agenda. Would anyone like to remove anything from consent? Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I would like to remove on page 66, 3X7. And if I could, I'd be willing to have this moved to after we do proclamations. I expect discussion.
Commissioner Sachs, Commissioner Flores was first, and then Commissioner Sachs.
Yeah, I'd like to pull item 3CC-1.
What page?
71. 70, sorry, 70.
70. Commissioner Sachs?
Thank you, and good morning, Madam Mayor. I'd like to pull on page 18, 3E1, please.
I do not have any more lights. I'll entertain a motion to adopt or to, as amended. And Vice Mayor Woodward made the motion. Commissioner Weiss made the second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 6-0. We are going to take the pulled, since we have 3, the pulled items after special presentations. And we will start now with special presentations. We have on page 76, I believe District 3, you are up first. So if you want to go in between, because then he has 3, so you're D, if you want to do that one.
Good morning, Good morning, everyone. Today we're declaring 2026 as the year to rediscover reading. I would like to bring up the Palm Beach County Library staff to come forward and receive the proclamation. All right. Declaring 2026 as the year to rediscover reading, whereas the power of literacy and the love for reading are fundamental building blocks of education and personal growth for people of all ages. And whereas reading books, magazines, and newspaper for pleasure has dropped in the United States by more than 40% over the past 20 years, coinciding with a decline in attention span and an increase in loneliness and a rise in distrust of institution. And whereas reading for pleasure is linked to many health benefits, including higher life satisfaction, deeper relaxation, and stronger sense of empathy and community with our neighbors. And whereas the mission of Palm Beach whereas the mission of Palm Beach County Library System is to connect communities, inspire thought, and enrich lives, and its vision is to open minds to a world of unlimited possibilities. And whereas the Palm Beach County Library System is promoting 2026 as the year to rediscover reading as a campaign to encourage residents of all ages to read a book or listen to an audiobook every day for pleasure and personal growth. And by the way, you can find these at our libraries. Whereas the library system will offer special activities and events every month to bring residents together to share in the delight that arise from reading for pleasure and opportunities for learning from each other and in the community. Whereas the Palm Beach County community leaders are encouraged to share books they are reading and invite residents to set goals and track their reading over the course of the year. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled on this regular session on the 6th day of January 2026, that January 2026 and 2026 as a whole in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed the year to rediscover reading.
Well, good morning, and thank you to Commissioner Flores, Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor Woodward, and the Board of County Commissioners. My name is Doug Crane. I have the honor of being the director for our county library system, and we're here today to share that reading is fundamental not only to success in life, but to our well-being. We encourage everyone to put down their phones, log off their computers, turn off their TVs, and join us for a year to read for pleasure in the joys of a good book. We Discover Reading is a year-long campaign to encourage our residents to return to reading for their own health and sense of community. We're inviting the board to participate. My staff will be reaching out to your offices to get your recommendations on favorite books that you'd like to share with the public. Also today, if you want to get a book right away, our bookmobile is located down on 3rd Street, just outside the Government Center. It will be here till 11 o'clock, so I invite everyone to come down. If you don't have a card, you can get one from the bus. And it's right down there when you exit the Government Center on 3rd Street. So again, thank you all for this proclamation. We look forward to working with the entire community to rediscover the joys of reading. Thank you.
One second, Commissioner Weiss. We needed a motion to reorder the agenda, so we're going to do it now.
So I'd make a motion to reorder the agenda.
I have a first by Vice Mayor Woodward. A second by Commissioner Powell. All in favor? Any opposed? See that motion carries 6-0, please. You may proceed, Commissioner Weiss.
Thank you, Mayor. And good morning, everybody. While they're taking their picture, I'm going to ask Mr. Bob Burdish to join me at the lectern up here. And unfortunately, Commissioner Marino is a little under the weather this morning, so wasn't able to join us, but it gives me the great honor to be able to present this proclamation where we're recognizing Robert Burdish for 45 years of service as the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County. It is really an honor to be here with you and to be able to celebrate this momentous achievement. Since 1959, the Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County has admirably fulfilled its mission to provide high-quality legal service, representation, and education to the most vulnerable people in Palm Beach County. Whereas the Legal Aid Society hired Robert Burdish as its executive director on November 1st, 1980. Think about where you were in 1980. And he has dedicated an extraordinary 45 years of service to the residents of Palm Beach County under his visionary leadership. The Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County has transformed from a modest organization into a powerful, multifaceted nonprofit agency, dramatically expanding its capacity to serve those most in need. Whereas Mr. Burdish's stewardship has led to the exponential growth of the agency resources, starting at $300,000 in 1980 and culminating today in an impressive budget of over $20 million. Whereas the staff of the Legal Aid Society has grown from 9 in 1980 to more than 165 dedicated staff members, including attorneys, paralegals, social workers, and support personnel in 2026. And whereas his commitment to innovation has resulted in a creation of numerous specialized award-winning programs designed to reach and serve the most underserved and vulnerable populations within the county, ensuring access to justice for individuals and families facing poverty, domestic violence, and other complex legal challenges. Whereas Bob Burdish has been a tireless and effective in driving force for social justice throughout his career, advocating for systemic change and upholding the fundamental belief that every person deserves competent and compassionate legal representation. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners in Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 6th day of January 2026, that Palm Beach County is hereby recognizing Robert A. Burdish for 45 years of service.
Mayor Baxter, Vice Mayor Woodward, Commissioner Weiss, and other members of the commission, thank you so much for this honor. It has been my privilege for over 45 years to serve the most vulnerable and at-risk children, families, seniors, veterans, and individuals in our community by ensuring they have access to legal representation and a voice in our judicial system. I've been accompanied on my journey by an amazing staff and board of directors committed to the ideal of justice for all. I've also had the distinct privilege to work with the county staff who have worked with me in establishing much-needed projects that serve the most vulnerable in our community. Starting in 1983, with the AIDS epidemic when it was in its height, I met with county staff and we convinced the Board of Commissioners to fund an HIV/AIDS legal project. We were the only legal aid in the state and one of the only in the country to have such a program. After that, our domestic violence program, our public guardian program, our wage dispute program, our guardian advocacy project, our fair housing program, and most recently, our heirs project have been in the forefront of many of the national movements. On some of those programs, the county staff came to me and said, Bob, we need a program to do this, such as we needed a public guardian program here in Palm Beach County, and together we did that. And in some programs, we came to the staff and asked them if they would help us to have the Board of County Commissioners approve certain programs, which they did. And I must thank the County Commission, who so appreciate the need for low-income and disadvantaged people in our community to have a voice in our legal system through legal aid. The 10,000 clients we serve each year, and I cannot thank the Commission enough for your continued and generous support of legal aid and your understanding of the work that we do. Thank you so much.
And thank you for everything you've done for our residents.
All right, and while they're taking their picture, we're declaring January 2026 as Mentoring Month. If I can have our Deputy County Administrator, Tammy Fields, our Youth Service Department Director, Elisa Kramer, Ike Powell, Tamia Williams, Valerie Messinio, Dr. Seth Bernstein, Gwen Williams, Dr. Lisa William Taylor, and anyone else from the Mentor Network to come forward. We are declaring January 2026 Mentoring Month, whereas January is a National Mentoring Month, an annual campaign to raise awareness of and celebrate the powerful impact of mentoring relationships, recruiting new mentors, and encourage institutions to integrate quality mentoring into their policies and practice. And where Palm Beach County recognizes the contributions of volunteer mentors who link youth to economic and social learning opportunities while also strengthening our community. And whereas mentoring programs generally have a significant positive impact on youth academic achievement, school connectedness and engagement, and educational success, which can lead to outcomes such as improved attendance, grades, test scores, and classroom behaviors. And whereas mentors can help young people set career goals and can help connect mentees to industry professionals to prepare for post-secondary success. And whereas effective mentoring of vulnerable population of young people help them confront challenges and enjoy improved mental health skills for learning and life and well-being. And whereas evidence-based mentoring programs have been found to positively impact many aspects of mental well-being, including reducing unhealthy coping mechanisms, improving interpersonal relationships, and reducing parental stress. And we know we need that. Whereas the Board of Palm Beach County Commissioners supports organized mentoring initiatives such as nationally recognized enhanced mentoring, Level Up partnership with the Youth Service Department, the United Way Palm Beach County, and the Children's Services Council of Palm Beach County. Whereas the Board of Palm Beach County Commissioners encourage the participation in mentoring programs. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled on this regular session on the 6th day of January 2026, that January 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Mentoring Month.
I'm going to speak today for the United Way Mentor Center. So, good morning, and thank you, Commissioner Flores. That was so nice. Mayor and fellow commissioners, on behalf of United Way of Palm Beach County Mentor Center and the entire mentoring community represented here today. You see everybody? That is so beautiful. I am deeply honored to accept this proclamation declaring today as Mentoring Day in Palm Beach County. I want to extend our sincere gratitude to Palm Beach County Youth Services Department, the Children's Services Council, the county commissioners for this recognition and for your unwavering support of mentoring programs throughout our county. Your partnership makes our work possible. As we celebrate National Mentoring Month this January, we are reminded that the profound impact that mentoring has on the youth's lives in our community. The caring relationships formed between the mentors and the mentees build confidence, inspire dreams, and create pathways to success that might not otherwise exist. Standing with me today are representatives from United Way Mentoring Team and so many mentoring agencies. I just love that so much. We are privileged to fund these folks. Together, we are changing lives, strengthening families, and illuminating a path forward for Palm Beach County. This work is not just important, it is essential to the well-being of our community. We are honored and privileged to serve young people, and we thank you for recognizing the dedication of our mentors throughout our county who give their time, their wisdom, and their hearts to guide the next generation. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I don't know how they're going to fit them all in. Oh, my goodness. All right, while they're taking their picture, I'd like to ask Leilani Yan and all members of Crime Stoppers to join me up here. Come on in, everyone. Good morning. So good morning again. We are declaring January 2026 as National Crime Stoppers Crime Prevention Month. Whereas crime isolates communities, causing fear and mistrust, and we must work together to prevent victimization. Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County, a 501c3 nonprofit, empowers residents to report crime anonymously and assist law enforcement in solving and preventing crimes. The organization provides free programs and resources to unite residents, law enforcement, businesses, media, local governments, and schools to combat crime, and also uses media awareness, cash rewards, and anonymous tip lines offering social media, phone, and web options for reporting crime, which empowers our community to take control of their own neighborhoods. Whereas, since 1981, the group has received over 238,000 tips, leading to almost 7,000 arrests and the recovery of over $35 million in drugs and property. Student tips have from 1984 to 2025 have led to over 200 weapons confiscated, and tipsters have received over $800,000 in rewards. And whereas Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County partners with 30 law enforcement agencies, including Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office and several local police departments, to prevent and solve crimes. The organization actively raises awareness about crime prevention through outreach, volunteer efforts, and partnerships with organizations like the School District of Palm Beach County and Place of Hope. Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County is a GuideStar Silver level participant demonstrating transparency and accountability, and Palm Beach County is committed to zero tolerance for crime and calls on all residents to participate in efforts to prevent crime and strengthen our communities. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners in Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on this 6th day of January 2026, that January 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed National Crime Stoppers Crime Prevention Month. Thank you for all you do.
I'm Sherry Cole, President of Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County. I'd like to thank the County Commission for recognizing our organization. Crime Stoppers of Palm Beach County was the first program internationally that started the Student Crime Stoppers program. We were ground zero here for the world, and now the world Crime Stopper programs has this to take guns and drugs out of our school. We were also the first program to take animal abuse tips. Not just dogs and cats, but cows and horses, and we work very closely with animal control. We have an all-volunteer board who dedicate their time and effort outside their work lives to help law enforcement solve crimes so that we can live in a safe community. This year, we took it a step further because we've had a very successful year with tips and solving murders. This year, we have put out a Crime Stoppers deck of cards, which is 52 separate cards featuring cold case homicides and unidentified remains. These cases were given to us by the law enforcement agencies in Palm Beach County. We are giving these out at the jail. We are giving these out to criminals on probation, and we are giving these out to the public at all of our events. Somebody out there has that one tip that's going to solve this case. And Florida is very unique because we have a strong snowbird population. So hopefully this time of year, they're back in town, and that one tip, that one piece of remembrance will help us solve a crime. Thank you once again.
All right. I got one more. I'm stepping in for Commissioner Maria Marino, and so on her behalf, I'm presenting and recognizing one of our colleagues and a director here at the county, Paul Connell. Paul Connell, former Palm Beach County Parks Director of Special Facilities, assumed his responsibilities in 2022 as Deputy Director. Paul has worked for the department since 1991, successfully leading multiple diverse work areas and operating a variety of cultural and recreational services, including 5 golf facilities, the Murakami Museum and Japanese Garden, and Jim Brandon Equestrian Center, 3 amphitheaters, concessions, and special events providing economic value, health, environmental, and social benefits to the community. Paul holds a bachelor's degree in public management and is a board member of the National Association of County Parks and Recreation Organizations and volunteers with his family to give back in meaningful ways to the community. I can also personally attest for Mr. Connell's pickleball skills, having played with him this year during the United Way Pickleball Tournament. We were so good that we decided to not win a single match so that it wouldn't be seen as the commissioner was having any influence over the outcome. But we had a great time. So today I'm honored to present this certificate of recognition. The certificate honors Deputy Director Paul Connell, recipient of the ICYG 2025 Administrator of the Year Award by Inner City Youth Golfers, Inc. Paul, thank you so much for everything that you do.
Thank you very much, Mayor Flores, and thank you to Commissioner Marino that wasn't able to make it here. Mayor Baxter, Commissioners, Administrator Abruzzo, I'm incredibly honored to receive this recognition. Municipal golf courses are the gateway to golf and to the character-building values that the game of golf and youth sports provide. The county offers unprecedented access to youth golf for our residents, thanks to the incredible support of the Board of County Commissioners, County Administration, the Parks and Recreation Department, our department head, Jennifer Cirillo, who's back there, the Special Facilities Division, and an outstanding golf operations team that consistently delivers exceptional golf courses and experiences. And Malachi Knowles is also here, and I want to thank him and Inner City Youth Golf for the recognition that I got from them earlier this year. I'm a proud part of this award-winning team, and I thank you all for your support. Thank you.
Okay, I have a number of names. I'm going to call all of you forward. From the Human Trafficking Coalition of the Palm Beaches, we have Tara McDonald, Katie Bullard, Twyler Smith, Susan Canoff, and Laura Cusack. From the Center for Family Services, Jamie Lynn Richards, Todd LaRue, Desiree Easterling, Stardust Myrtle, From Palm Beach County Victim Services, Nicole Bishop, Stephanie Shanoa, Gilbert Morales. From the Flight Center, Amanda Kopax and Maria Herrera. From Palm Beach County Youth Services Department, Adam Davis, Devin Powell, Timia Williams, Valerie Messinio. Rescue Upstream, we have Bonnie Jo Daniels, Chard Talmadge. Community members, Kim Hill, Dr. Heidi Schaefer. From Catholic Charities, Monica Ramirez, Jill Martin, Isabel Matisse. From Palm Beach County Human Trafficking Task Force, Jen Barrett and Sergeant Carlos Lisboa. From the State Attorney Office, Attorney Alexia Cox, and Assistant State Attorney, Special Victims Unit, Lindsay Bruno. And from the Florida Alliance to End Human Trafficking, Melissa McKinley. Sorry if I butchered anyone's names. So today we are declaring January 2026 as Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Whereas human trafficking is a form of modern-day slavery impacting an estimated 25 million people worldwide and occurs when individuals are exploited through force, fraud, or coercion for purposes including sexual exploitation, forced labor, and involuntary servitude. And whereas human trafficking is one of the fastest growing criminal enterprises in the world, generating billions of dollars in illicit profit and often intersecting with other criminal activities such as drug and arms trafficking. And whereas Florida consistently ranks among the states with the highest number of reported human trafficking cases, and Palm Beach County continues to serve as a regional leader in prevention, awareness, and victim support. And whereas the Human Trafficking Coalition of the Palm Beaches has served as a cornerstone for prevention, education in our community, providing training to over 43,000 individuals, generating public awareness campaigns, and fostering partnerships that empower residents, schools, businesses, and service providers to identify and prevent human trafficking. And whereas local law enforcement, service providers, healthcare professionals, educators, faith communities, and nonprofits working together under collaborative efforts such as the Palm Beach County Human Trafficking Task Force and the Human Trafficking Coalition of the Palm Beaches, continue to demonstrate an unwavering commitment to supporting survivors and preventing future exploitation. And whereas community members are encouraged to remain vigilant, learn the signs of trafficking, and report suspected trafficking to the National Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888. Now therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners, Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on the 6th day of January 2026, that January 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Human Trafficking Awareness Month. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Woodward, for this proclamation. It's an honor to be here, and you can see so many individuals and agencies are a part of our coalition. We've been active in this county since 2005, so we're actually celebrating 20 years of preventing human trafficking in February at our Afternoon of Freedom luncheon. And just last year, we educated over 12,000 individuals here in Palm Beach County. Many of those are middle and high school youth in Title I schools. We really believe in getting youth and educating them on this issue, and that is the key to ending human trafficking. So we've added more and more content on sextortion. As you may have heard in national news, lots of teens and youth are taking their own lives out of desperation when they become victims of sextortion. So we have included that in all of our education in hopes to prevent that from happening. So thank you so much, and thank you to all of our partners here today.
Good morning. For this next honor, I'd like to ask our County Administrator, Joe Abruzzo, to join me, as well as the Mayor of the county, Sarah Baxter. This is a great honor. They say that in Florida, our economy is based on a three-legged stool. One is tourism. We think of the Breakers, Flagler. The second is real estate development. we think of Related and Frisbee, Pulte Foundation. And the third has one name, and that's agriculture. And that one name is the Bowman family. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor and privilege today to declare January 6, 2026 as William Billy Bowman Day. And as I read this proclamation, I'd like to ask especially his wife, Derry, to come on up, and Dick, his son, Teresa Bowman, the wife of Dick. I'm going to go on now. Here we got Megan Bowman, we got Susie Bowman, we got Colby Bowman. There's still more, folks. This is family. We got Michael Gordon, Stephanie Gordon, and Max Gordon. Come on up and share this. And then we'll have everybody else come on up as well. This is family. Billy Bowman, known universally as Billy, is a distinguished third-generation farmer whose family moved their dairy operation to Delray Beach by 1959, establishing deep roots here in Palm Beach County agriculture. Whereas Mr. Bowman led the crucial effort in 1978 for Palm Beach County to establish its own soil and water conservation district, a clear example of its commitment to environmental stewardship and farmer-based advocacy. Whereas in his dedication to preserving Palm Beach County's vital agricultural base, Mr. Bowman helped to found the Rangeline Coalition to organize and assist agricultural communities in the planning of environmental stewardship and protecting our essential zoning for agriculture. Whereas his commitment to public service extends to serving on the Health Authority, the Countywide Planning Council, the Palm Beach County Farm Bureau, and of course the South Florida Fair. And the bottom line is that in Tallahassee, there was no one better than the Billy Bowman barbecues. I had to say it that way because many of us would get around that barbecue. We made new friends, and we cherished our old friends, but we had the best damn barbecue in the South, and that's from a farmer in Palm Beach County. So a deep sense of community support by the Bowman family is evidenced by everything that he has done, especially in co-founding the Law Enforcement Assistance Foundation, raising funds to support law enforcement officers and their families injured or killed in the line of duty. Whereas Billy's son, Richard Bowman, president of Bowman Growers, Inc., carries on the family's farming legacy in Palm Beach County. And it is evident that William Bowman's lifelong dedication to local agriculture, extraordinary community service, and profound philanthropic impact have left an indelible and lasting imprint on the lives of countless residents, embodying the highest ideals of public service and community care. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, assembled in regular session on the 6th day of January, 2026, that this date in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed William Billy Bowman Day. Thank you very much for all your service.
Thank you, Maria. I'd like to thank the rest of the commissioners for this great honor. And also, I'd like to thank the past county commissioners, along with you, that what you all do to make Palm Beach County the best place to live. And that's it. And I'd like to have, wait a minute. I'd like to have my volunteers all here come up. So that when they took their vacations to come up and help us barbecue. Come on up.
Come on up, everybody. Everybody, come on up. everybody get together here.
Get it behind you, all right?
Sarah,
Let's get everyone up there,
up to the
so we're not
front.
all cramming here to take a
Going
picture.
up
Yeah,
there,
come
we're
on
going
up.
up to the dais.
Come on
Lead
up.
the way, Mayor, lead the way. Take it easy. There you go. I
Going
like
up?
that hat. Yeah, come on. Come on.
How are you?
Come on up, family.
Let's go. Everybody.
We go up by the flags. Good to see you. Great to see you. And you too. Go up there. Like your shirt. Hey. Get up there. You're not by yourself. Hi.
Thank you. That was great.
While everyone is still here, we do have a special guest with us today named Kiki. She is 7 years old and loves to play and cuddle. Kiki comes to us in September after her owner was evicted from her home as a rescue. If everyone would look down up front, you will see Kiki. Has anyone seen Commissioner Powell?
He's right here. Bobby.
You have two in a row. No, my nurse finished it today, so we'll do it on another.
They always have more.
Good morning, everyone. Would I, please, I'd like to have Ms. Edith C. Bush, Ms. Cynthia Beckton, and Ms. Beverly Morrison, along with Dr. Glenda Garrett, please come up to the podium. This morning, you all, we will present a proclamation honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day and the Martin Luther King Coordinating Committee of West Palm Beach. Of course, we are currently in the season where activities and cultural events are happening, including an oratorical contest, which will take place on Sunday, January the 18th, the MLK Scholarship Breakfast, as well as a number of other events. I'm being joined by my colleague, Commissioner Joel Flores, in this proclamation and recognition of the Martin Luther King Jr. Day and the Coordinating Committee. Whereas Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a visionary leader whose dedication to justice, equality, and nonviolence continues to inspire individuals worldwide to strive for a more just and inclusive society. The Martin Luther King Jr. Coordinating Committee, Palm Beach County MLKTC, has been a key organization in preserving and promoting Dr. King's legacy since its founding in 1971, working to foster a spirit of community service, social justice, and respect for diversity. And the Martin Luther King Coordinating Committee has organized the annual MLK Week, a celebration that honors Dr. King's life and teachings through art exhibits, performances, contests, religious services, and a scholarship breakfast that brings the community together for inspiration and remembrance. Whereas MLKCC's efforts have extended beyond celebration, supporting the well-being of inner-city youth, nurturing self-esteem, fostering peace and encouragement in activities that align with Dr. King's philosophy of nonviolence and social equity. Whereas one of the most significant contributions to Palm Beach County is the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Park in West Palm Beach that is located, of course, right off Flagler. It was established in 2004 and is the largest memorial of its kind in Florida. It honors Dr. King's life, family, and works while educating the public on the history of civil rights. And whereas Ms. Edith C. Bush, a longtime leader of the Martin Luther King Coordinating Committee, has dedicated herself to uplifting the community and advancing the vision of Dr. King, contributing significantly to the creation of the Dr. Martin Luther King Memorial Park and various programs that continue to serve the people of Palm Beach County. And on January 19th, 2026, we come together to celebrate the work of the Martin Luther King Coordinating Committee and honor Dr. King's enduring legacy, reaffirming our commitment to racial justice, equality, and service to others. This year's theme is Building Bridges, Not Walls, an effort to continue to bring the community together. Now, therefore be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, assembled in regular session on this 6th day of January 2026, that January 19th, 2026, in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed Martin Luther King Jr. Day, celebrating the Martin Luther King Jr. Coordinating Committee of Palm Beach County.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. We are pleased to accept this proclamation. The Martin Luther King Jr. Coordinating Committee has strived over the years to achieve solidarity in the community. This year more than ever, our theme, building bridges, not walls, is more significant than ever, because we really need to be about the business of building bridges, because there are far too many walls up. Thank you so much also for recognizing us on January 6th. January 6th is a day that we would really like for bridges to be built. We would like for walls to be destroyed. So it is with honor that the Martin Luther King Jr. Coordinating Committee, just is represented by just a few of us, because I want to share with you, we are all volunteers. That is the significance of our youth, of our group. And we take volunteers from all over. We have there's no such thing as you can't join. So any of you who have a hankering to do that, just go on our website, just plug in Martin Luther King Jr. Coordinating Committee, West Palm Beach, and you'll see where to join and or donate. I don't want to leave that part out at all. Our events this year that are coming up, everything is free except the breakfast. And I do want you to know the proceeds from the breakfast go to scholarship. But please join us for our other events. These events are meant to promote youth and also to promote the community. Yes, Edith Bush is our founder, is our CEO, and also our director. And she has told us on numerous years things to do. Edith and I have had the honor of traveling throughout Florida with the Black Citizens Coalition, and also to be in the midst with this Martin Luther King Jr. Coordinating Committee. But both of us agree, and I'm looking around the room, it is time to pass
the torch.
And we want some younger people to step up. Edith?
I want to express our sincere thank you to the Palm Beach County Commission. This is our 45th year, and we are extremely proud of the Martin Luther King Landmark Memorial. We thank you for supporting us all of these years. We have made every effort to keep the dream alive, and we thank you for continuing to support us, and we look forward to seeing you on the 19th of this month at our annual 45th breakfast. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and God bless you.
And I'll close that by saying that if you have children at home, I believe in directives, not choices. There's an oratorical contest, an essay writing contest, an arts competition, and poetry that you can enter your children into. My child has been voluntold that she will be participating because she's been directed by her father. It's an opportunity for us to make sure that our children are growing and being nurtured. So make sure you K-12, kindergarten through 12th grade. So add those kids, get them involved and interested. Once again, everybody, good morning. I'm back, back to back. It's a rap song about that. Now I'd like to call up to the podium Emmanuel Perry, George Lindley, James Taylor, Malachi Knowles, Bishop O'Shea Granger, and Mr. Dave Lawrence. Again, Mr. Emmanuel Perry, Mr. George Lindley, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Malachi Knowles, Bishop Granger, and Mr. Lawrence. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. This is a proclamation of the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County declaring January 17th, 2026 as National Battle of the Bands Day. Of course, whereas the Palm Beach County Tourist Development Council has successfully brought to Palm Beach County the Pepsi National Battle of the Bands. And the Pepsi National Battle of the Bands is one of the premier showcases of HBCU marching band culture in the country, celebrating the spirit, sound, and excellence of historically black colleges and universities. For the first time ever, this powerful cultural event will take place in South Florida at Florida Atlantic University's Flagler Credit Union Stadium in Boca Raton on January 16th and 17th. The National Battle of the Bands celebrates the incredible contributions of historically black colleges and universities to music, culture, and leadership. Founded by Derek Weber, the event serves as the ultimate showcase of HBCU marching bands, connecting communities and inspiring the next generation. And whereas, through its mission to amplify HBCU excellence, the National Battle of the Bands has generated more than $2.1 million in scholarships, making a lasting impact on students and their futures. More than just an event, the National Battle of the Bands is a cultural experience that fosters pride, innovation, and unity. Whereas, anchoring this cultural celebration during Martin Luther King Jr. weekend is intentional. It honors a legacy of progress while investing in the next generation of changemakers. This inaugural South Florida event will officially kick off MLK weekend in Palm Beach County and position the region as a national destination for celebration of education and cultural pride. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Board of County Commissioners of Palm Beach County, Florida, assembled in regular session on the 6th day of January 2026, that January 17th, 2026 in Palm Beach County is hereby proclaimed National Battle of the Bands Day.
Thank you so much, Commissioner Powell, and certainly Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, to all members of the commission, as well as our county administrator. Ladies and gentlemen, what an incredible opportunity for the synergy to be created, bringing together the Cultural Commission, the Sports Commission, and the Tourist Development Council. But not only have we synergized for this amazing presentation of scholars who are also anointed with talent, but we are excited about the endeavors that surround this event. It's not just the Battle of the Bands, but to be able to pour into the lives of our young people, to be able to have outreach, to impact those in need, to be able to pour into businesses, all centered around the day that honors one of the most premier Americans, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We're so thankful that you've taken this time to give us this presentation, and this amazing team has gathered, and we're going to see this through the finish line. We are grateful for Derek Weber and the Weber Marketing Group for partnering with us, and this is going to be an epic experience. Listen, all of you need to be at the Pepsi National Battle of the Bands on January the 17th. We'll see you there.
The what?
The group picture.
Yes. Everyone, we are going to take a 5-minute recess so the board can take a picture together. We will return at 10:38. We are going to begin once again. Thank you, everyone, for indulging our 5-minute recess. We're going to start on page 18. It'll be item 3E1. And I believe Commissioner Powell, you pulled this, if you'd like to say something. Or excuse me, no.
She's right here.
Yes, excuse me, it's Commissioner Sachs. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. For the record, this is 3E1 on pages 18 and 19. And I've had a very good conversation with our community services people. Have done a wonderful job. And what we have agreed is that the CEO of Salvation Army will come before the board. We could put this off and have him come before the board, he or she. No, it's a he. It's Major, thank you. He's out of town this week, but his office has been notified, and he's going to explain to us a little bit about what they do and what they're going to do with the money and how they're helping our homeless community. And so with that, I would move that this be postponed until a date that he is available, and his assistant, who we have also contacted, but she's not available this week. That's okay, but I want him here. I want the CEO here, talk to us about Salvation Army.
I have a motion to postpone 3E1 A and B. Is there a second?
Yeah.
Second by Commissioner Flores. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to page 66, item 3X7. Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Yes, I wanted to pull this item. Sorry, I have a terrible ear infection on my right side, so I'm having trouble hearing. I wanted to pull this item for us to discuss the actual policy change that this is. And, you know, over the break, I had some time to go through our charter, our admin code, and in order for us to make for these changes to be made, it has to come to the board to change a division, or a department. I'm sorry, I get them confused. It's in the code. Any changes that are to be made should be brought to the board. All this item is a budget transfer that would make it so. So my question is more on a procedural question, and I've talked to the attorney. If you could kind of help me, because I went through what the charter is and what the admin code that's attached to the charter. This is what the voters have put forth, and this is what, you know, we, the board, are meant to operate from. So if I could address the attorney first off to kind of walk through if any changes are made to a department, what's the policy?
Okay, so Madam Mayor, just to make clear, in this specific case, I don't think the charter specifically is implicated, because the charter only addresses the 16 original departments, and say if there are any additions or changes to those departments, then the charter is implicated. The admin code, which is an expansion of the charter, specifically addresses whether or not departments are deleted or created, that it must come before the board to be approved. So I think that's the issue that we have here. If we're going to proceed with this, I think it needs to be agendaed first, come before the board and approved.
Versus consent?
Well, if I could, because what's on consent is actually just budget transfers.
Right.
We're not even voting on removing, and it's on page 2 of the admin code. The Criminal Justice Commission is actually listed as a separate office. And in the code, it says no department or separate offices may be added or deleted without approval of the Board of County Commissioners. That's not even on the agenda. What we're being asked to vote on is a budget transfer to make it so. We're skipping an entire step in the admin code that has, this board has to give approval for these changes to be made before we even talk about budget transfers or anything else. And that part is being skipped.
So I think the remedy here would just be to postpone the item and bring back an agenda item for the change of the department to delete the CJC and to make it a division in the public, what department? Public safety.
And I think we could put those on the same agenda, whichever one we bring back, Attorney?
Sure. Provided it's approved, the department change is approved, and then subsequently any budget transfer that you wanted to consider.
Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Actually, I wasn't quite finished. If I could continue, please?
Sure.
Because my question is, having this happen, and there's a number of issues that are going to be coming up on our regular agenda that are similarly placed for budget transfers. And there are changes that are being made through the admin code that are not coming to the board. And I mean, it's specific in here, so I feel, I mean, we have a new administrator, new staff that's coming in, and we kind of need to go back to, you know, what we as the board, our job, and this is tied to the charter, tied to the administrative code, that our job is meant to approve, you know, we have to do employees, and I'm going to have that in a conversation later, but it's with the advice and consent of the Board of County Commissioners. We, the board, this is our job. We are the representatives of the people. The charter is baked in as far as any changes that want to come from that, you know, this came from the voters. The administrative code, it's even listed in here, any changes to the administrative code has to come to the Board of County Commissioners. So if we wanted to make any of those changes, there's just a number of steps that have been skipped. There's later in this agenda it's coming up, and I also would like to know if any of this has already been done in the past 5 months or so. Do we have other of these where we are not in compliance with the charter?
Attorney Audie.
Are you referring specifically to department changes?
Yes.
I am not aware of any other department change. I know there have been some divisional changes, which...
And one thing...
The small business development is a change.
Commissioner Weiss has been waiting. Please proceed.
Thank you. I guess my question really, and I don't know whether it's to staff or to our county attorney to answer. From my understanding of what's been, or what's in front of us today, the budget transfer, but in terms of the organization itself, there's no deletions or additions of anything new. It's the organization of what division is they're going to report to these departments. So I'd just like to get some clarification, because it's the way I'm looking at this, it appears that the departments are going to continue to exist. They have not been eliminated. We have not created a new department, but what we are doing is providing a different person or position where one was reporting, to, I want to say, community services, or in the case of ESS, it was reporting to FDO, and now it's going to be reporting to part of public safety.
Okay, Commissioner Weiss, I was not addressing any other change except one where we're deleting the CJC as a department, so that department will no longer exist.
Excuse me, Attorney Audie, but we're not deleting it, we're moving it, are we not?
Well, we're removing it, so we're making one less department, so we're deleting from the number of departments. So it would become a division within public safety, so that department, as a department, no longer exists.
Attorney Audie, Administrator Abruzzo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So as far as the CJC, it is moving from a department to a division under public safety.
And does our charter say that it has to be approved by us to be removed as a department? Because we're not getting rid of it. We're putting it as a division of a department.
You're deleting a department. A CJC department will no longer exist. So you have one less department from the 34 you originally had, you previously had. So you're deleting a department. You're reorganizing and making it a division. So that department no longer exists as a department. So that has to come before the board for approval.
Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so all right, so the issue has to do with the CJC used to report to where?
It was a department in and of itself.
Right, and reported to?
It didn't report to a department director. It reported to administration.
Right.
And that doesn't exist anymore. So for the other one where you talk about ESS, that's a division, and that's well within the purview of the administrator without the approval of the board.
Okay. Very good, thank you.
Commissioner Woodward, you're recognized, or excuse me, Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
So I guess what I'm asking for is for this needs to be postponed and brought back to us in the correct way, where the board, first of all, is approving the deletion of the Criminal Justice Office as its own separate office, which right now is, I want to say, protected through the administrative code, that is something we have to approve. So that needs to come back to us as an agenda item, that we are approving the deletion of the Criminal Justice Commission as its own, and we are agreeing to moving it as a division underneath another department, under public safety. This is just procedural, and this is checks and balances we talk about, but this is the way that the administrative code is written, and we have to abide by this. I mean, we can't just even do board direction on this. This is tied to the charter, so we have to actually follow the procedures as put forth in the administrative code tied to the charter.
Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And I'm looking for clarity because I know a few weeks ago, or last year, we changed the CJC to we added members to that board, and we took the CJC to no longer report directly to us, and it would now be outside of the purview of what we do. They would have more members and be able to have a little bit more autonomy, and in doing so, we're transferring these funds to the Office of Public.
That was a task force.
So that was a task force. So that's why I'm trying to get clarity. I'm trying to understand exactly what's happening right now.
Staff, you're recognized.
Thank you. So Stephanie Shanahan, Director of Public Safety, for the record. So that was the reentry task force, Commissioner Powell, that we dissolved and made a community board. It was under the Public Safety Department already. It was created by the CJC years ago, then transferred under Public Safety, and so that is no longer tied to CJC. We do work in collaboration with CJC on reentry efforts, but it is not the same as what we were talking about today.
Thank you. I have a couple questions. So I know that we've all met with the administrator or have spoken with or had even agenda reviews regarding this topic. To what degree, because I believe we have wanted to streamline processes. We understand we're in the process of some reorganizational things within the county going on. The administrator has that ability to also speak to us and see how we feel before putting budget transfers to get an overall feel of the board. I know when we had spoke, I was in favor of this, this going under public safety. So to what degree does our code or our charter say that it has to come to the board on an agenda item first before putting a budget transfer on?
So the transfer, as it is stated now, as it's stated now, presumes that there's already been a change in terms of CJC being moved to public safety. So that would be sort of putting the cart before the horse. You would have to first transfer the department to the division to make it a division, and then transfer the funds to that department.
Thank you. Administrator Abruzzo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to be clear to the county attorney, because Commissioner Woodward kept saying that this is tied to the charter. This is tied to the administrative code, not the charter, correct?
Correct. That's what I say. The charter only addresses the original 16 departments and making any additions to those 16. It's the administrative code is an expansion of that, which specifically addresses deleting or adding additional departments or subtracting departments.
Madam Mayor, just to be clear for the public, nobody is deleting the CJC or how it is operates as an entity other than it's moving from a department to a division, with the full acknowledgement of their board and the chairperson, who I've had extensive dialogue with, who is in favor to me personally, and I believe to the deputy administrator as well. But I agree we can get this in the proper posture. As far as ESS, if I may have a question, that is within my purview to move without board authorization, is that correct?
Attorney Adi, you're recognized.
Absolutely.
Okay. Madam Mayor, if I may, in interest of time, again, at the board's pleasure, if there's a way to move the ESS transfer, since that is already done under my authority and purview, so we just need the funds in that capacity, Madam Mayor.
Which item is that, 3X7A? Commissioner Weiss, or excuse me, Vice Mayor Woodward, did you still need to speak? Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. So I'd like to make a motion on item 3X7 to approve a budget transfer, and the amount is going to, if you guys are going to add this up real quickly, it's going to be $1,400,948, $28,109 or $28,193,830, $23,807, $892, or 23 million, sorry.
Right.
If you guys can just give me what that total is, so I can.
Can you just make a motion that I can move the
Approve
budget to
AL&M.
move ESS to public safety, and
Yep.
then we'll bring back the CJC portion?
Right.
If that's what
So-
everybody agrees with,
And so that would be items K, L, and M.
and that way I don't have to try to do the math.
Okay.
Includes portions of A and B. So if you could just include the portions of the ESS.
And the portions of A and B for ESS to transfer the Public Service Commission.
And
Or
motion O
public-
does give us
Public
that-
Safety Department.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're making a motion to amend the item.
No, I'm amending the motion that's in the book. Right?
So I have a motion to approve item 3X7A and B, K, L, and M. Do I? The parts of A and B that are related to ESS, we are approving.
Correct.
I have a second by Vice, do you need something else, Sherry?
I apologize.
Of course.
Did we also have N and O as part of the motion? K through
I
O.
didn't see that page.
Is that part of ESS?
Yes.
Okay, so I have a motion to approve item 3X7, A and B parts regarding ESS, K, L, M, N, and O. I have a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 6-0. Next, we have items 3X7, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. Can I get a motion to postpone this item and bring it back?
Second.
And bring it back with the item for us to decide if we would like to move the CJC on the same agenda. I have a first by Vice Mayor Woodward. I have a second by Commissioner Flores. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 6-0. Thank you. We are going to move on to page 70.
Okay, now we go to, this is your item.
Which is item 3CC1, A and B. I'll entertain a motion to approve item 3CC1, A and B.
So moved.
I have a motion by Commissioner Sacks A second by Commissioner Powell. All in favor? We're going to do a roll call vote, actually. If you would, please, clerk.
Commissioner Flores.
No.
17, page 7.
That was a no? Commissioner Marino. Commissioner Powell.
Yes.
Commissioner Sacks.
Yes.
Commissioner Weiss.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Woodward.
Yes.
Mayor Baxter.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5-1.
Please see the motion carries 5-1. Thank you, everyone. We are going to move on to regular agenda. Or excuse me, we're going to move on to public hearings. I'll entertain a motion to receive and file proof of publication. I have a motion by Vice Mayor Woodward, a second by Commissioner Weiss. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that that motion carries 6-0. Now, on to regular agenda. Page 78, item 6A1. Does anyone need a presentation? Staff, if you would just like to read the motion or the ordinance that we are approving.
Item, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, good morning. Item 6A1 is permission to advertise for the minor redistricting. We spoke to you about, received direction from you in December. It would come back to you for adoption January 22nd.
Thank you so much. I will entertain a motion to approve the preliminary reading and permission to advertise for public hearing on January 22nd, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. I have a motion by Commissioner Weiss.
Second.
I have a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that motion carries 6-0. Moving on to item 6A2, A and B.
Mayor, I'd like. This is a contract with a consultant, Stephen Cody is with me here, but with Jerry Wilson, who's based in Atlanta, done our work, as we described to you yesterday, in previous redistricting efforts. There are redistricting experts preparing a report that will be part of the final product we'll have for you at adoption. This is a contract maximum not to exceed $25,000. They're billing hourly.
I will entertain a motion to approve 6A2, A and B.
So moved.
I have a first by Commissioner Weiss, a second by Vice Mayor Woodward. All in favor? Commissioner Sacks, you are recognized.
I'm going to vote for this. I just want to make sure we keep the costs down. You're really good at this, I've met you before. And it's not too complicated, so let's just see if we can keep, if you deal with Mr. Rudder, we'll keep the costs down on this, okay? Thank you. And I'm definitely a yes on this. I'm going to keep my eye on it.
Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, I need to do a motion for reconsideration on 3CC item A, 1A and B.
3CC, item A, 1 and B, on page...
1A and B. Page 70.
Hold on, let's finish this
We'll finish
motion,
that.
then we will go back, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
All right, so we have a motion. Do I have a motion to approve item 6A2, A and B by Commissioner Weiss? I had a second by Vice Mayor Woodward, I believe. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Please see that motion carries 6-0. Now we have a motion on, Commissioner Powell made a motion to amend the motion on page 70, 3CC, items 1A and B.
Not amended. I need to reconsider. I voted
Consider the motion,
in
excuse me.
favor, and I want to change my vote to against.
So we did a roll call vote. Would you like, Attorney Audie, would you like a whole new vote on this? Or just an amendment of his vote for the record?
A new roll call to make it clean.
Who was our first? Well, let's do it again. I will entertain a motion for item 3CC1 to amend or reconsider the motion. We are going to reconsider item 3CC1A and B.
He was the first.
I second.
So Commissioner Powell was the first,
I think I
because
said.
you just made the motion.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
The second is Commissioner Flores, and we will do a roll call vote again.
Mayor, just for clarification, is this the motion to reconsider, or is this the vote
You're correct. It's a
on-
motion to reconsider. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Please see that the motion to reconsider passes 6-0. Now we will take the reconsideration. I will entertain a new motion for item 3C, C1, A and B.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion to approve. You don't want to be a yes on this.
Correct.
Okay, and then we'll do a roll call vote. So I have a motion by Vice Mayor Woodward. I have a second by Commissioner Powell, and please do a roll call vote.
And that's the same motion as prior. Commissioner Flores.
He said no.
Commissioner Marino, Commissioner Powell,
No.
Commissioner Sacks.
Yes.
Commissioner Weiss. Yes. Vice Mayor Woodward.
Yes.
Mayor Baxter.
Yes. Please see the motion carries 4-2. And we will go back to our regular agenda. We are on item 6A3, page 80. Do we?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve 6A3 by Commissioner Flores, a second by Commissioner Weiss, and Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And this goes back to my previous questions on the other one. This is listed as a new division. We are currently, only thing that we're voting on here is a budget transfer. And my question is, if this is a division and not a department, who is it reporting to that makes it a division?
Attorney Audie, you're recognized.
I think that's for the administrator to
Okay,
say.
Administrator Bruzo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. With your indulgence, if I could have our Chief Deputy Administrator, Tracy Ellison, who will be overseeing this, address the board.
Thank you. Good morning, Tracy.
Temporarily be reporting to me.
And what is your position?
The Deputy County Administrator, Tracy Ellison.
So in the administrative code, a division is a division of a department. So we're using the word division here,
County
but it's not a division of any department. Is that correct?
County Administration is a department.
It's a division of county administration.
Temporarily, yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Madam Mayor?
Administrator Bruzo, you're recognized.
It will be a division, it's a division of county administration, just like OF&B is a division of county administration, and just like public affairs is a division of county administration. We may move it later under a different set. This is brand new as far as, which I think I'm very excited about, our employee evaluations, as we start out on something that hasn't been done here in 22 years. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Administrator. Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And similar to my question on yesterday at a pre-agenda meeting, it's related to process as well. And Tracy or Administrator Bruzo, if you could just explain just in a little more detail what happens. We've got $120,000 being transferred from contingency reserves and then $242,970 from vacant positions with information services to county management services analytics. Those two positions, the vacant positions will be, what's happening there? Are they still vacant? Will they be filled and moved into this another? Just process-wise, what's happening here?
Those are current hold positions that are being transferred over. They're from currently in ISS positions that are not unfilled positions.
Thank
So
you.
they won't be created, it won't be a new budget for salary, it'll just be transferred over.
Thank you. And as a follow-up, those positions will be filled in this new role, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you. I just wanted to get full clarification on the process here because, you know, we're a lot of changes have happened to our organizational chart. Will this be listed on the org chart? And how do we as a board, how are we able to know moving forward when something is a division, a department, a special office? I mean, there's a number of things here. What I'm asking for is just to make sure that this board is voting when we should and is approving when we should on something. And I don't want to get bogged down in arguing over what's a division and a department. And you know from my agenda review yesterday, I get very confused on department versus division. Divisions are divided up departments. That's how I'm trying to remember this right now. And how do we know, and what in the administrative code allows for us to be made fully aware of when it's something that we should be approving and when it's something that is in the purview of the administrator?
Administrator Abruzzo, may I ask if we could have staff have a meeting privately with Vice Mayor Woodward and explain divisions?
Like that, a public meeting?
Or at a,
This is about the board as a whole and the public?
do we want to add that to a workshop where we go over what the differences between, I personally, well, I'll see what the will of the board is, but I think I'm pretty familiar with the difference between a department and a division and don't need a public meeting on that. But I will wait to hear from everyone else and what they have to say. Commissioner Flores, you are first.
So I just want to clarify, especially for the public out there. I have been informed, we've had several conversations with the administration about some of the changes that are being said here today. If procedurally we need to have an additional vote, I'd be happy to do that, but I've been informed and aware that these changes were happening. I have provided input and feedback into the process. So, I mean, I don't know if it's just a procedural thing, then I'd be happy to make a motion to create this division, but I personally have been informed. I've had several conversations with the administration, so I feel confident moving forward.
That would be no to a workshop, Commissioner?
I am ready to make a motion right now.
Thank you. Commissioner Sachs, you're recognized.
I'm not confused. I had ample opportunity to meet with staff, administration, the agenda review. So the public knows each of us have an opportunity to meet with staff to discuss every item on this agenda. So it's not like we're just seeing it for the first time today. And if we have any questions, I call somebody. I called Tammy Fields yesterday 2 or 3 times. Dr. James Green, they're on the phone with me. We're taking care of it. So I don't think if, I'm not confused. I know exactly where it is. If I was confused, you'd know. And you'd know yesterday and not today. So I don't think we need to have a workshop on this issue. I think that we have, Madam Mayor, we have very good staff, and they have informed us individually as to these issues. So I'd like to take a vote on this. If someone doesn't like it, they can vote no. But as far as I'm concerned, I've been well versed on it before today.
Commissioner Sachs, would you like to second Commissioner Flores' motion?
I don't know. Yes, I'll second it. Thank you.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Flores and a second by Commissioner Sachs. Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just to be clear on the workshop and to hear some of the discussion that this board has had, I'm a little surprised that we would not want to err on the side of transparency for the public, who may very well be confused, because even our own website is somewhat contradictory on some of this. We can look up the departments and the divisions. I don't see where the harm would be in us having a public workshop for the benefit of everyone who's listening, and to also make sure that there is a paper trail. That's why these votes do matter. That's why putting it on the agenda matters, and us to vote as the board, because you can go on our website and search our agendas and find out when the votes were taken and when this was done. So right now, we do not actually have a paper trail of a number of departments that have been created or changes that have been made. So I am saying, it will not kill this board. We can handle an extra workshop on the air of transparency for anyone who's watching, so that no one in this county is confused.
Administrator Abruzzo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First and foremost, the organizational chart. I went to spend ample time with all commissioners, and I believe you as well, Commissioner Woodward, when I made every step of the way of changes on the organizational chart, which we also presented to the board. Getting ahead of it, we will also have additional changes with the upcoming retirement of Deputy Administrator Todd Von Laren, and then of course with the retirement of, or the Chief Deputy Administrator Todd Von Laren, and then Deputy Administrator Tammy Fields. When the organizational chart, my plans and administration for that, just as I did the current organizational chart, we'll be having one-on-one meetings with all of you to gauge your input, discuss everything that will occur. As far as a paper trail is concerned, Commissioner, I believe we have the most transparent process, at least as far as I'm concerned, as far as how we've moved divisions, departments, every step of the way. And when I say transparency, again, and love to get feedback from the board, but I believe I've addressed every single movement, not only the divisions and or departments, but also the personnel that would be coming into roles for those who would be retiring or those who would no longer be with us. Commissioner Woodward, always open to come to your office to discuss any concerns you may have, but I believe everything that we have done is within my purview as administrator and with full transparency, complete full transparency to the board. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Administrator, and I've always appreciated the transparency. And I think as a board, we generally give workshops for most things, Vice Mayor. This is one of those, I think most of us have said we're not confused on. So I think if you would like to get yourself up to speed and bring something to our attention that you notice, I think that could be really good for everyone. But we have so many things coming up and so many, and I'm excited to see where things go. Attorney Audie, would you please, could you give us a brief admin, what falls under the purview? The only thing that we have that would have to come to us is just departments, right? Divisions are to the administrator's approval?
And you're referring to just the structural change?
Structural changes.
Yes, the change of either an addition, creation, or removal of a department that needs to be approved by the board. The changes in divisions is left entirely, has been delegated to the county administrator.
Thank you. And we do have a motion and a second. All in favor to item 6A3? Aye. Any opposed? Please see that we have 5-1. Please note that Vice Mayor Woodward is a no. Please see that the motion carries 5-1.
Mayor, can I just, a point of clarification? There had been a second to the motion originally by Commissioner Weiss, I believe. So is the maker Commissioner Flores and the second Commissioner Weiss?
Correct. Commissioner Weiss was the second. Moving on to item 6B1. Thank you, staff. This is fire rescue. I'll entertain, do we need a presentation? And do we have any cards?
Yes, I want a presentation.
We would like a brief presentation, please. Good morning. If you would please introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Philip Oliveria, Division Chief of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Today we'll be presenting on the consolidation of Ocean Rescue with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Just as an overview, currently Ocean Rescue operates under the Parks and Recs Department. They currently perform tasks such as ocean rescue whenever a swimmer's in distress. They do emergency medical care. They also do preventative interactions with people who are on the beaches to make sure that they're safe when they're playing in our waters. and they do public education. The proposal today is to transfer ocean rescue operations, the staff, the vehicles, and equipment over to fire rescue so we can have a unified emergency response along our coastlines, just like we do on land and water elsewhere. The interoperability and efficiencies that we're looking at is basically, we already do first response with Palm Beach County Fire Rescue. Ocean Rescue is doing the same thing on the coastlines. So bringing it under one command makes things more streamlined, so that way we can operate and communicate more freely. Currently, we operate on 2 different radio systems, so we'll be operating under one set of protocols, whether it's medical protocols or operational procedures. This will help us to speed up rescues when things are going on in the water, whether we're communicating with our personal rescue watercrafts. If we're working with Ocean Rescue's personal rescue watercrafts, we can get there quicker just to make sure that we can do effective rescues. Some of the things that we've done recently, we've turned around, we've given training on radio, communicating on the radios, so that way you can streamline that. We've also done electronic patient care reporting training. Currently, they call in their medical care reports. Now will be in a system that's easily trackable, and so we can track patients and the care that they're receiving. We've also gone through and done training on how to document in the computer system whether there's injuries or accidents that they have on the coastline.
In order to make this transition happen, we would need the approval of $7.1 million to fund fund ocean rescue personnel and operating expenses for the next 9 months of the fiscal year, along with $700,000 from contingency reserves and $295,000 to move the funds from FDO fleet to fire rescue fleet to maintain and replace the vehicles and equipment that they do have already. And that totals the $8.1 million, which would be recognized into the main MSTU. And then for the capital side, we're looking at $127,000 from Parks Capital to Fire Rescue Capital to help fund miscellaneous watercraft equipment, lightning protection for the towers, renovations of the towers, and so forth. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So, first off, I was a little surprised to see this on the agenda. I wasn't sure how it got initiated, but here we are. A couple of questions that I had in my agenda review yesterday that I feel I didn't. Some of it I got a decent answer. Some of it I kind of, as I thought about it more last night, I had some more questions. When we talk about the funding for this, right now, for this particular vote, what we're being asked to do is to move funding from Parks and Rec Department, who currently is over the Ocean Rescue, and move that to Fire Rescue, for them to now kind of absorb Ocean Fire Rescue. So one of my questions is, moving forward in future years, how will this be funded beyond this initial tranche right now? Is this going to become part of Fire Rescue, or is this something that will always be a Parks and Rec, whereas basically Parks and Rec is paying to outsource Ocean Rescue to Palm Beach County Fire Rescue?
There would be a transfer from the general fund, much like we'd have for dispatch and drowning prevention. We get a transfer from the general fund.
Okay, so are the Ocean Rescue then, are they considered part of Fire Rescue, or are they still going to be a separate department away from our regular Fire Rescue guys?
They would
and
be
gals.
Fire Rescue.
So just to clarify, good morning. I'm Jennifer Cirillo, the Director of Parks and Recreation for Palm Beach County. They are neither a department nor a division, so we're going to split hairs a little finer here. They are in my aquatics division in Parks and Recreation. So Parks and Recreation would maintain all our pools and water parks and our lifeguards at those facilities. This is really open water rescue services, and it is a little bittersweet because they've been in our department since 1970. They are world class. To the public, they will see no change in service. It's really just a reorganization under the Fire Rescue Department to streamline those services. When they do perform a medical rescue right now, they do the initial rescue and they hand off to Fire Rescue Rescue and do a transfer. We've had the same medical director for many years, so it really is an alignment that administration has seen an efficiency opportunity for them to be aligned under fire rescue. So they're not quite a division whole. We will still keep the aquatics that perform, drowning prevention lessons and water aerobics and competitive swimming. All that will stay under Parks and Recreation. This is really just the open water rescue at our beach sites, and we work collaboratively with fire rescue already. They will stay in our break rooms and our facilities and the lifeguard towers. Everything will look the same to the public. It's a reorganization of the actual staff that will report up through the structure of fire rescue instead of through the Parks and Recreation structure. And in the state, it's about 50-50.
I'm sure that the public is happy on that side. I'm more concerned with the funding part of it. What category are they going to be under? And is this going to be a future responsibility of the fire rescue MSTU, the fire rescue budget? Which in the future, what are we setting this up to? How would this be funded in the future?
It would be funded from the general fund, which would be county administration, the BCC.
Do we have any chance of commingling of the funds here? Because I know that some of the fire rescue can also do, these jobs can be somewhat interchangeable. A lot of the current fire rescue could serve as ocean rescue. We could pull from them. So how are we going to make sure that those funds don't become commingled with the general fund versus the MSTU?
So the MSTU, the way it is funded is strictly for fire rescue services. When you turn around, you're bringing ocean rescue under fire rescue, there's still a little bit of a separation there, the way it's turned around and gathered, the way the taxes are gathered for those different areas, especially since our beaches are spread out from Jupiter all the way down to Boca. It actually goes into different districts along the coastline. So the reason it would stay under the general fund is so that way that money can come in the way it always has, and then just move it over each year as a transfer.
Okay, because my concern is the MSTU is funded by taxing districts where it's, the unincorporated or areas where we have agreements. And, I don't, this is a countywide, our beach and parks district is paid for by countywide dollars. And I want to make sure that as we're doing this to move forward, we don't end up having this become, the burden of taxpayers in the MSTU to pay for ocean rescue.
And that's the intent for us to turn around and keep it coming from the general fund the way we're doing it and doing that transfer every year.
Okay. Is there anything in here as far as having the fire rescue, the current personnel be able to, on their days off, they can work as ocean rescue, because are they going to be interchangeable?
So they do not. FRS rules prohibit that. They do, some of our ocean rescue staff are full-time firefighters somewhere else in another agency that's not FRS, or vice versa. They're full-time lifeguards with us and are non-perm firefighters for an agency that's not FRS. So they already are doing that. That will not change, but they cannot work for both Palm Beach County Fire Rescue and Palm Beach County Ocean Rescue, because it's a complicated thing where we can't have, it's like I can't also have a full-time job with another county department. We don't do that, but they can work for, I'm going to name something, Boynton Beach Ocean Rescue is under Parks and Rec currently, so they can work full-time fire rescue for Palm Beach County and part-time Boynton Beach Ocean Rescue. They already do that. They just can't work for two FRS agencies at the same time.
So one thing is too, there's going to be two separate unions, right? The Ocean Rescue currently works under the CWA, and then the firefighters work under the IFF. So when they're turning around and they're working, you can't commingle those two separate lines. You have to keep them separate the way that they're working. So you can't turn around and then take someone who is a firefighter and then say, hey, today we're going to put you on a tower and you're going to be guarding the beaches for 12 hours or 10 hours.
Then I'm a little confused on where's the actual benefit for us to do this, because I thought I was understanding that, because I was told we have trouble staffing our towers. Sometimes we end up with shortages, and that this would then allow us to be able to pull from available fire rescue. But now you're saying we can't do that because of the unions.
In the current makeup of the way it is right now, we cannot do that. But we do have ways to turn around and look at staffing a little bit differently, and we're going to be doing staffing with our new staffing program to make sure that we're covering things a little bit better. So our intent is to make sure that the towers are always staffed, make sure that there is always somebody there, and that we are not shutting down beaches from being guarded. We want to make sure that they're 100% guarded. But currently, they are going to keep operating the way they are within the system.
Okay, I have concerns with this, and I've had some reach out asking about cities. Is there plans to take over some of our city beaches as well?
So there's no,
Hi, Vice Mayor. Currently, there's no plans. There have been cities that have reached out, but we have currently no plans to take over any cities.
Okay.
But there are cities that have reached out.
Commissioner Flores, you're recognized, then Commissioner Powell.
No, when I saw this, I thought it was, in my opinion, efficient, especially since it's life safety. The one thing the reason I turned on my light was I want to remind everyone that our budget is under scrutiny and we can't let it be inflated. So we have to be very prudent about how we maneuver moving forward. I do understand the separation. It's just basically taking one department, converting into a unit for fire rescue. I don't have a problem with that. Also, when you guys mentioned that the radios were going to be under the same line, that makes perfect sense. So there are things here that I'm very happy and excited about. I just want to remind everyone that we have to, as we move forward, our budget has to be very delicate. We can't let it get inflated, especially when we're facing potential cuts. So that's all I want to remind the administration, but I'm very excited about this. Thank you.
Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. In recognition of what my colleagues have both said, my question is with regard to efficiencies. Commissioner Woodward, or Vice Mayor Woodward, asked a question with regard to creating efficiencies and being able to use fire rescue and ocean rescue maybe interchangeably. And we understand through FRS, and because they're different divisions, although it's both in the fire rescue, that could not happen. And she asked the question of shortages that we're seeing at ocean rescue. And even during my pre-agenda agenda review yesterday, it was indicated that this would create opportunities to eliminate shortages. However, when she just asked the question a moment ago, I was confused in terms of the answer and response.
My apologies. I may have confused the subject. My apologies.
Okay. Well, being in politics, I know that sometimes people answer a question and they give an answer, and I walked away going, wow, if you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, baffle them with your other stuff. She asked a question and you gave an answer that said, we have a plan and there's a way to create efficiencies where there will be coverage. But her question regarding coverage using current staff. So what I'm trying to find out is, what's the plan?
So I think it's both, and I think that's why I apologize for confusing the matter. I'm a different department right now.
Correct.
So they cannot work for both of us right now. Once it's moved under fire rescue, then I think Phil's plan their plan comes into place, and they will be under the same department, and there'll be opportunity there. So I apologize. Yeah, I was answering from they're in parks right now, and that's currently happening.
So just to clarify, one of the things that we've already started to move towards to is their scheduling and the way that they're scheduled. So currently, they kind of staff themselves in a way where they work different days according to the weeks. By going to a more efficient scheduling, by having a permanent schedule on the roster, so now almost like firefighters work an ABC shift, we're putting them on an ABCD shift so that way they can turn around and make sure that we have the number of personnel on the beach needed each day and it's consistent. If they need the additional day off, then it would be almost like fire rescue where they can swap to get that day off, but we always have the same number of people on those days, barring vacation, sick time, things like that.
Is there a contemplation that there will be additional employees added to make sure that there are efficiencies created, or the current configuration is with the current employees that will be transferred over?
So currently, the staffing number for Ocean Rescue is 112 personnel. Currently, they're staffed at just under 100. So the intent and the hopes would be that now that it's under fire rescue, it may almost become one of those things where more people want to become a part of it under the fire rescue name and do that. So we're hoping that's one way that we can increase our staffing that we're doing, and also the level of training that we'll be doing. Because obviously, Palm Beach County Fire Rescue is very heavily medically trained, and we stay on top of it. We want to bring Ocean Rescue into those same type of training evolutions. So we've already identified during their training times in the morning how medical services from Palm Beach County Fire Rescue is going to be doing additional training with all of the employees so we can raise the bar on the medical services that we're providing.
Thank you for that.
Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So a couple of questions, just to clarify. Some of the changes that you were just saying that you wanted to make, are those not changes that could be made under Parks and Recreation? Do they have to be done under fire rescue?
We do not have the same capabilities for the staffing system that fire rescue currently has. We do manually do our staffing. It is an arduous task. I think it would take additional resources for us to do that. So it's a benefit. It's definitely a benefit of going to fire rescue. They staff their fire stations. They're very skilled at that. And I do think there's an efficiency to be shared by that. The rescue channels, that it is important that they're under fire rescue in order to have that continuity. We would not do that under currently if they were under Parks and Rec. That would not be something that would happen. So there are a few things that, we probably couldn't or wouldn't do just because of the current organizational structure. Could we improve our staffing in Parks and Rec? 100%, absolutely. We should, but it would take additional resources for us to get there. We don't have a real-time staffing system in our department.
Okay, so then on the staffing, if they are truly going to remain a separate division because of the unions, we cannot use existing fire rescue to fill openings. I just want to make sure that is what we're talking about. We are going to have to hire to get to this number of capacity.
Under the current model, we'd be looking at filling all of the available positions for Ocean Rescue.
What do you mean under the current model? Are you about to change the model?
No, we are not looking to change the model.
Okay.
So we are going to keep operating currently as it is. So with the 112 positions that currently exist within Ocean Rescue, our goal is to fully staff that so that way we can cover all of the beaches using the part-timers that they currently have and the full-timers that they currently have.
So the part-timers that they currently have that are existing fire rescue would have to, because we have some right now that are able to be part-time.
No Palm Beach County firefighter is also a part of Palm Beach County Ocean Rescue. They do not work under that model. They cannot work under that model.
That was my answer. They work for a city.
This will change.
They work for a city if they're going to do that, because then they're working under that city program. They're no longer working under the county.
And if we do this, that will change and they can? Or they still cannot?
Nothing will change from there. Other city firefighters, because they are not a part of Palm Beach County Fire Rescue, can work part-time positions for Ocean Rescue. That can happen.
So either way, we cannot have our existing fire rescue work as Ocean Rescue for the county.
Currently, that is correct. Those are the rules that are in place.
And this is governed by the unions, or is this a policy for our policy?
It's FRS. FRS will not
It's a
let you.
state policy.
Yes.
All right, well, and my last question then, because that's very concerning that this is, we're combining, yet we're not combining. So I'm uncertain on that. And then with the FRS, are we going to require EMT, because that would then have them eligible for the high-risk FRS, which is what I believe the previous boards, 2 times this came before this, not this sitting board, but this Board of County Commissioners. And that was the discussion before. And I believe there was even a court, a hearing, and the judge ruled in the favor of the county on that. But can you please explain to us what changes this would then entail that the previous board said no?
Madam Mayor, if I might.
Recognized.
We've had extensive conversations historically about ocean rescue. There was a desire for many, many years, and probably continues to be a desire amongst ocean rescue to enter into a higher risk, special risk category of the Florida retirement system. They are not currently in that capacity. What we have done over the years historically is we've worked with them, particularly in Tallahassee, to see if there was an avenue to do that. There was not interest in the legislature to make changes, but we worked with them through some enhanced training, enhanced certifications, and other types of training that we provided for them. I don't know the exact number. You might know the number, Jennifer, of how many individuals are EMTs that are also fire rescue today. I don't know those numbers.
I have it. It would take me a minute to look it up. Not all of our not all of our ocean rescue folks are EMT paramedic. Many, many are. And so it's not currently a job requirement that they have an EMT. We encourage it. We provide certification pay if they do get it. We like to have EMTs out there. It's a good thing, but they're not currently all EMTs. But it's very close. Off the top of my head, maybe 2/3. I could look up the number if you'd like.
There's currently 27 who are not EMTs.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I think as we look forward, I think that ocean rescues can continue to try to make the case, whether they're in fire rescue or whether they're in parks and recreation, that they should be designated as a higher risk as first responders. So I don't know that there's anything that really changes much in terms of their perspective, in terms of how they see those positions and what they should be classified as in going forward.
So we are not making it a requirement with this change that they become EMTs or that new hires would have to be EMTs?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Excuse me, Vice Mayor, Administrator Abruzzo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. A question for the attorney for clarification, especially for the Vice Mayor who had questioning. Since this is neither a department or division, it's actually operations under current division, it is in my full authority to move the department within my full approval, is it not?
Attorney Audi, you're recognized.
To move the ocean rescue
Yes.
people to fire rescue, yes.
So the question, Madam Mayor?
You're
The question
recognized.
at hand is simply the budget transfer. Since I already made the determination that it's going to ocean rescue, which it is, this vote has to do with funding ocean rescue. Mr. Adi, if that is the case, then this is simply a vote if somebody wants to fund ocean rescue or not, and a no vote would be a defund of ocean rescue. Is that correct?
If I understand your question, you're asking me what's before the board?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, what's before the board is a transfer of the personnel from, they still remain in the CWA, they're moving from Parks and Recreation to Fire Rescue, which we previously said was within your authority.
Right. Madam Mayor?
Yes.
So just to be clear for the public, it is under my jurisdiction, or under my authority to move ocean rescue. I am doing that, and I have done that. This is the transfer of the funds from parks to ocean rescue. Since the transfer is done under my authority, a vote is either if somebody wants to fund ocean rescue or not fund ocean rescue.
Attorney Audi,
Yes, it's for the board to determine if they want to fund it or not.
thank you. Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for the presentation, and I will be supporting this funding transfer. But I do want to say, I think this, the discussion in of itself, I think has been beneficial. But I also think that this move makes a lot of sense. The efficiencies, the opportunity for additional training, and potentially additional equipment that may become available with that training to make our beaches safer. And in terms of opportunity as well, once somebody is working in ocean rescue, I think that provides, if they were interested in going into fire rescue, it makes that ability much easier, or I shouldn't say easier, but they will already have relationships and know the people, and hopefully some folks will take advantage of that and provide that, as a way of continuing to fill the ranks of our firefighters that we need. But then other people will see the opportunity of getting in ocean rescue, and I know you're already down 12 spots right now. as a way of getting closer into fire rescue, if that's ultimately where they want to end up. Nothing wrong with being on the beach, though, for a career. You know, if I could have done it, I might have.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Commissioner Flores, a second by Commissioner Sacks, or excuse me, Commissioner Weiss. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that the motion carries 6-0.
Good job.
Moving on
Stand here for Emmy.
to item 6C1, would anyone like a presentation for the medical examiner's office?
Motion to approve item 6.
I have a motion by Commissioner Flores, a second by Commissioner Sacks.
I got a quick question, though.
You're recognized,
And this
Commissioner
is
Powell?
based on the add and delete. There's a line stricken on the bottom there. But after that portion, it talks about, or there's a question with regard to the percentage of increase. Can somebody explain that to me? Let me go to the page. It's 82, right?
Yes. 6C.
So on this page, at the bottom here, it says,
Would you speak into your mic, please, Commissioner?
thank you.
Thank you.
Fees will be increased by the annual percentage change in the Consumer Price Index, CPI, or 3%, whichever is less countywide. And that was after the portion that I saw was stricken earlier. Just explain that to me, because I know we're going up from 400 to 600 per hour, and then we're going from 50 to 70 for the 400 to 600 is expert witness, 50 to 70 is the cremation services. What is this Consumer Price Index, or 3%, whichever is less? Is that annually to the additional increases? Just a quick explanation of that portion, that last line. And then there was something about for non-compliant medical, here it is, for non-compliant medical practitioners. Period.
You're recognized.
Turn that on. Turn that on, Doc.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Dr. Miller, I'm the medical examiner for the county. The CFI index is just so that we don't have to come in front of you more often than you want to see us for increases related to cost of living
So this will be an increase
annually.
So we're doing the 400 today. I mean, we're doing the increase from 50 to 70 today for cremation, then from 400 to 600 today for expert witness, and then annually we'll see we don't have to do this annually, because based on what we're approving today, it will automatically adjust based on the Consumer Price Index, or 3%, whichever is less.
Yes, sir.
Easy. That was easy. That was smooth. We're good to go.
Vice Mayor Woodward, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just did have a question. After we met, we discussed the funeral homes that use your facility for storage. And we discussed putting, you have the charge on here for after 5 days, 10 days. And we had talked about having you collect that money when they retrieve the body. Is that something that was added to this? Or instead of just having a bill that goes out at some point to make sure, because if we have funeral homes that are just using us for free storage, how do you plan to collect on that? Will it be at the time of retrieval?
Yes, it'll be at the time of retrieval. We did not change our agenda item, but it's what we plan to implement.
That will be part of the policy. Okay, thank you very much.
A follow to that.
Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Well, what was the item that was struck on the add delete? Can you explain what that meant?
That was at the advice of legal, Mr. Audie.
I think the question was what was stricken.
Oh, what was stricken? It's a request to adopt Florida Administrative Code 64B Part 8, which penalizes practitioners for not complying with a legally required duty, which in this case would refer to Florida State Statute 382, signing of death certificates.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that motion carries 6-0. Thank you. Moving on to item 6D1, OFMB. Does anyone need a presentation? I'll entertain a motion. I have a motion by Commissioner Sacks, second by Commissioner Weiss. All in favor? Any opposed? Please see that the motion carries 6-0. Moving on to item 6E1. Does anyone need a presentation? I'll entertain a motion. Okay. Commissioner Weiss, you're recognized.
Yeah, I'd like a brief presentation. Just if we can just go to the table and maybe you guys can show. I think it's important for the public to understand how our costs have increased.
Oh, this is a good idea.
Please introduce yourself. Administrator Abruzzo, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I think that this is a very important summary of how costs have gone up. I will defer to Director Ricks in a moment, but as you see, from 2019, where a total cost of the project was $695 million, it has gone up to $695,000. It has gone up to $1,556,000 and change. And even from the 2022 period, which is after COVID, how costs have escalated. This is the type of product that you, the board, spend a large amount of our public tax dollars on. It is not consumer price CPI index type items, but it is exactly what you see here. So this was put forth to show both the public and you, of course, the board, what we look at. Now, I also want to make note that this is not just our county department. The state DOT is dealing with the same exact type of numbers. And if, with your indulgence, Madam Mayor, if I could defer to Director Ricks to address that as well.
Good morning,
Mayor.
Director Ricks.
Mayor Baxter, Board of Commissioners, and County Administrator. I'm David Ricks, County Engineer, and also Director of Engineering Public Works. With me, Deputy Administrator Patrick Rutter, and from the County Attorney's Office, Liz Herman. Just like the Administrator indicated, these are costs that's increased over the years. This is for a signal work at this one location, came through the sales tax program. And the reason is before we had to move money from different funds in order to fund this program based upon new cost escalation. The 2025 numbers are based upon, we rebid, we do annual contracts for our signal every 3 years. This is the most recent contract got awarded August 2025. These are the most recent numbers. And this is the lowest bidder on this signal project. Jericho, 1.5. If we use the other bidder that's on this annual contract, the cost would be $200,042,000. And so this was a competitive bid, annual contract, and this Jericho is a vendor that we use on a lot of our projects, and also DOT uses that. And so this is, just like the Administrator indicated, a cost of doing business.
Thank you. I will entertain a motion if anyone does.
Move it.
I have I have a motion by Commissioner Weiss, a second by Commissioner Flores. All in favor? Any opposed? And just for clarification, this is to approve items 6E1A and B.
And just one item for Mayor, so this is just approving the funding. We'll bring before the board the actual task order for the board consideration for the actual project itself. This is just to move the money around.
Thank you so much, Director. Moving on to item 6F1, page 84. Housing and Economic Development. Does anyone need a presentation? Commissioner Powell would like one. We do not have any cards on this item, so please feel free to begin. And please introduce yourself. Oh, Commissioner, sorry, I didn't see a light. Commissioner Flores, you're recognized.
I'd be happy to let them present. My comments were going to be regarding the selection process, but I think they're going to present and then we'll discuss it.
Thank you.
So, good morning, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners. Administrator Abruzzo, Jonathan Brown, Department of Housing and Economic Development. Tammy Fields, our Deputy County Administrator. Carlos Serrano, our Deputy Department Director. Harold Falcon, County Attorney's Office. Today, we're circling back with the board to discuss and to seek approval of the Homebuyer Match Pilot Program policies, the allocation of the $5 million from the Workforce Housing Trust Fund, and then delegated authority. We have held a couple public meetings and conversations. Thank you, Vice Mayor Woodford, for joining us in those conversations with the community to fine-tune the details of this particular program. Basically, what we're looking to do in terms of criteria is work with home buyers purchasing homesteaded occupied properties. Persons currently residing or employed in PBC are those that would be eligible. We're looking at serving and assisting those between 80 and 140% of the area median income. The next two bullets are conversations that's come up that I wanted to get direction on today. We talked about having a lottery process, and after conversations with the community, we're also recommending having a first come, first served process because we anticipate some individuals coming with sales contracts. And if they're in a lottery system waiting for the sales contract or waiting for a lottery system to determine if they're eligible, we could inadvertently not assist someone who's eligible and ready to move forward. And then the last bullet under eligibility criteria is seeking direction on the board to set some sort of policy to where you could not have owned a home within the last 2 years. Our thought process behind that is that if you own a home, you sell it, you have enough funds to where you don't need the county assistance to purchase that home. We want to help and target those who need the county assistance in purchasing homes. And so you'll see those two bullets are different than the conversations we've had in the past. Funding terms, again, a cash match up to $50,000, funds for down payment assistance, closing costs, minor repairs, and points to buy down if they need to do that to help get that interest rate lower. Forgivable second mortgage with a 15-year term. And again, if they sell within the 15 years, they can either repay the county, or if they purchase a home within the county, we will just move that assistance or that lien over. And that is it.
Thank you, Jonathan. Commissioner Powell, you're recognized.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and thank you, Mr. Brown and team for the excellent program. And moving forward, I think this will be great for the opportunity for individuals to increase homeownership here in Palm Beach County. Of course, it's what I believe the entirety of our board would like to see. The question I have, though, is, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, the 2 years of previous homeownership, does that, and this is based on, we're looking at income, right? And the indication if they did own a home within the last 2 years, they probably have some of that money, likely, they should have some of that money still on hand. What would be the challenge to either 3 years or the income related to income limits for this particular program? And as many people would really want to know, right? Because we open up these programs and within 20 minutes, maybe a minute or so, right? The funding is gone. How does an individual living in Palm Beach County or working in Palm Beach County properly position themselves, especially when they're working hard? They've done what I would say, you've done all the things that you need to do, right? You're looking for an opportunity, and sometimes people see it as those people who do get the opportunities, who are quicker on the draw, are and don't need it, right? You talk about the 2 years. Somebody may have sold their house. If they sold their house in the last 2 years, they're probably flush with cash, right? Those individuals who are doing enough to purchase a home have saved that money. You talked about being under contract and don't lose that opportunity. How do we encapsulate this to make sure that individuals who really are on the cusp are able to utilize it to the best of our ability?
No, great question, Commissioner. And that is the goal. That is the goal, to work with those that are ready which is why one of the things we've typically always done is work with our nonprofit housing providers or housing agencies to make sure they're presenting ready to move buyers that are already secured some sort of mortgage or some sort of mortgage commitment, and then they're coming to us with a gap. And so a lot of our nonprofits who've been actively involved in the conversation, that's kind of where the conversations have gone. The other thing is, and we had the question yesterday, and I really don't know how fast the program's gonna work. The closest program I can liken this to is workforce housing. We've been administering workforce housing for 7 years. November of 2017 is our first workforce housing sale. We've currently assisted 247 buyers at $7.9 million. So again, whether all of this money with an average of probably around $32,000 per buyer, that's the closest I can kind of come to based on historically what we've done, which is why we brought back that thought of, you know, first come, first serve if they have some sort of contract, because again, we don't want to eliminate anyone who's ready to go.
Gotcha. Thank you.
We have 2 minutes until 12, and we're clearly not going to get through this before 12 o'clock. So I would like us to break at lunch. I have Commissioner for lunch, Flores, Weiss, and then Vice Mayor Woodward to go when we return at 1 p.m. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
We get it now. No, we got it.